Yeah.
Hey, this is Jen Latta. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. Showtime. The right way to start your day. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
I'm trying to...
Do you know people like that?
I'm trying to decide if I'm an outer or not. Like in some situations,
well, you are.
Yeah.
Wait.
He scratches off a 32 and he puts in 31.
Oh, how could he be so vain?
Well, this is the Jerry Seinfeld that only I know.
I think if I see you misbehaving...
No, I'm not. But I like watching.
I can't believe I just told you that.
Why not?
Well, Jerry doesn't want anyone to know.
Now we need to know. We got to keep our secrets extra closer on that one.
Well, it's all right. I'm your fiance. Everyone assumes you'll tell me everything.
Well, don't have secrets.
I have so little secrets. It's not.
I know. I'm such an open
so
book.
boring.
Where'd you get that from?
Well, we're a couple. It's understood.
I never heard of that.
It's impossible for me to keep a secret because my brain tells me, did they say not to tell them or to tell them? I get very confused.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamorro. Here's Jen Latta.
Running her mouth, she wants to ride it. She's trying to hide it. I'm cool as ever. She's too excited.
Got to get right to it this morning. It's one of those 5-pound, 10-pound days. 5-pound bag, 10 pounds of you know what. So we got NCAA basketball. Both Marquette and Wisconsin men are dancing. Marquette women dancing as well. Bucks get a win yesterday. Devondre Campbell takes his airing of grievances to Twitter. We got a lot of stuff to get to. We got a lot of important sports stuff to get to. Oh, by the way, the two free agents say that they want to play with Jordan Love. The irony of ironies. But before we get to any of those things, it occurred to me 20 minutes ago that Gabe, are we friends? I can't hear you.
On.
There it is.
Take a week off
Wrong
and you
one.
forget how this
The wrong
stuff
one up.
works.
Hey, that wasn't on me.
Hey, that was
he's
a cool
still got
echo.
He's got Chewy's microphone on still.
There's
I don't know
an
what's
echo.
going on
Is that what
here.
it is? It's
Yeah,
echoing off of
Hey, Devondre, pump the brakes, all right? Stop blaming
First
everyone.
of all, all the credit
everyone else's fault.
for the turnaround of this show. All the credit goes to me. I did
Yeah,
it.
there you go.
I
Although-
talked
That's
to
better.
the people.
After doing 4 shows with Chewy last week, actually 3 shows with Chewy last week, and then Gabe showing up on Friday and having our team back to full strength, that's not that egregious of a statement. Are we friends or not?
Yeah, I would say so.
Friends-ish?
Yeah.
Friendly?
Yeah.
Friend adjacent? I just went through our group text chain.
Yep.
There are at least 5, because I might have missed one here or there, texts from you in the
Okay.
text chain since Friday.
Okay.
And not a single one mentioning your big life news.
Well, that's because the big life news happened the Friday previous.
So we're talking about more than a week.
Yeah, that's correct.
Gabe has big life news, guys. Big life news. And the fact that we found out about it this morning during our production meeting, and now it turns out it wasn't Friday, Sunday, Saturday, Friday ago.
Yeah.
It was Sunday, Saturday,
The previous
Friday,
Friday,
Thursday,
correct.
Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday, Sunday, Saturday, Friday ago.
That's correct. Well, because I left to go on vacation, and it just happened so suddenly, it happened quickly. I was really trying to do my best. I think you guys noticed because you were celebrating when I sent one text on like Thursday night
Hey,
last
it's
week.
Gabe.
I really was trying hard to just kind of unplug the best I could while I was in Vegas. But I think we kind of discussed. I thought my wife was going to end up waiting until after I got home from Vegas. But we visited, shout out to Rescue Gang, great rescue here in Milwaukee. We visited with the dog the Friday previous, so a week ago Friday, and we went home with said dog.
A dog. Chewy, this doesn't bother you that Gabe has had a dog for more than a week and we are just finding out about it this
You
morning?
guys hate dogs.
I
Well,
do
Jen
not hate
does it.
dogs.
That's
She just hates her dog.
Okay? And I'm coming around on him too.
oh, really?
How about that?
No, Gabe's
Dario
always been
didn't eat anything off the counter this
Dario
week. So.
took a picture of me petting the dog.
Gabe's always been a secret squirrel.
I know. He barely told us he got engaged.
Yeah.
Well, in fairness, I didn't tell anybody I got engaged.
So you have a dog, boy or girl?
He's a boy.
Okay, good boy. He's a good boy.
He's a good boy. He's a very good boy.
And this morning you were going to tell us what your dog's name is, but I
Yeah.
thought it would be more fun for us to start the show this morning. It's a Monday, we're kind of easing our way into the week to try to guess the dog's name. Chew, you up for a game of 21 questions with Gabe?
Yeah, but the dog, can I tell what kind of dog it is, Gabe?
Yeah.
The dog is a boxer, so you're limited in the amount of names that you can go with. So this technically should be very easy. If Gabe misnamed the dog, that's on him.
Are you trying
My
to tell
guess is
me
he
you can
probably
only
did.
name a boxer?
Yes.
A boxer name? Is that what you're
Is
getting
it-
at?
So if my
Is it-
dog's name isn't Ali, I've failed? Is that what we're trying to say?
Is it Roberto?
It is not Roberto.
That's not how we play the game, Chew. Okay? That's your mulligan, okay? It's 21 questions, for goodness sake.
He's
You gotta,
getting right to the part where he just guesses names.
and they're only yes or no questions. So let's start with this. Is it a sports name / reference?
So no, but I mean, are there sports figures with the name? Yes,
Okay.
but did not name it after any specific.
Well,
sport.
then you failed.
Okay. Is it a food reference?
No.
Okay. So we know that
Is it
it's
a-
named. It's a person name. He already gave us it's a person name because there are sports people with the name.
Is there a bird at the end of it?
No,
Hey?
I did not steal your name
Bleep
for
Bird.
my dog.
He did not name his dog Bleep Bird. Okay?
As good of a name as it is, Chew. Much like
Yeah.
Seven, I didn't want to steal it. I was going to leave it for
Okay.
you.
Is it a one-syllable name?
No.
All right, so we got a two-syllable person name. It's got to be a boy because it's a boy dog. You're not naming your boy dog Roberta. Although it could be.
Is the dog's name a celebrity's name?
Again, like we didn't name it after a celebrity, but again, there are. But if you consider sports figures, like I can't think of any.
So there's less celebrities than athletes with this name.
Yeah.
Does the athlete play or an athlete play basketball?
No.
Okay. Does the
Is
athlete
it
play
a
baseball?
common name?
No.
Is it a common name amongst parents naming their child?
No.
I don't know if we're going to get this. Does it start with a letter in the first half of the alphabet or the back half of the alphabet? Does it start with a letter of the first half of the alphabet? L would be the middle.
First half.
Hey, that helps a little bit. Let's keep narrowing it down. Does it start with, what's the halfway point of A through L?
Around M-ish.
No.
He's so close.
Wait, do you know the alphabet? Are we going to have Chewy do the alphabet?
Which alphabet?
Does it start with A through F?
A through F.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, Chew. We're narrowing it down.
Two syllables, you said?
Two
syllables.
syllables, A
Doesn't
through F.
feel like how this game's supposed to be played.
But this is how you narrow it down. How else are we going to narrow down infinite names,
You could have
Josh?
just asked that to start, though. Does it start with A? Does
Well, we
it
didn't.
start-
We
A
started.
through
I
F?
said sports, then I said
Two
food.
syllables.
You're going to have to go again with the letters.
You know what? He probably named it like Barney.
Justin weighing in saying, did you name your dog Blammer?
I did not.
That is two syllables.
That would have been
A
fantastic.
through F.
Might have a nickname now.
Ryan from Iguanago saying, did you name your dog Ashton?
Did not name our dog Ashton.
These are not our questions, by the way. I just
No,
wanna
these
make
don't
sure
count
it's
against
clear.
this. You are just somehow cheating at this game
Chef Ed
because that's
weighing
what you
in
do.
saying, did you name your dog Arnold? Hey, the more questions that the loyal listeners throw in here, the less we have to worry about asking those questions. All right, so we are down to, it is a human name. It's two syllables, A through F. You want to narrow down the letters even further, Chew?
A, B, C, D, E, F through F.
So it's got, so pick A. Do I need to do
A,
all the work here?
Yes, you do.
A out.
I don't know why
B,
this comes as a shock to
C.
you.
What are we doing here?
Chewy's trying to figure out the alphabet.
When I said midway through A through L and he said M, I think we should have.
I contend Gabe could give you the letter and you guys wouldn't be able to get it.
Really? It's that unique?
It's a pretty unique name.
Oh no, we're screwed.
Edgar.
It is not Edgar.
That's not bad though. Brandon saying, did you name your dog Chewy?
I did not.
Well, that's
no.
Buster from Bill?
No.
Chipper from Ron and the Key?
No.
Someone wrote, never mind. Did you name your dog Nevermind?
I did not. No. Again, that would be in Chewy's area of the alphabet.
Is it A through C?
Yes.
Oh, jeez.
A through C.
This is going to be tough.
I don't know if you're doing yourself any service narrowing down A through F through A through C.
Well, but now
just
I'm
start
not
saying letters.
You mean names? Should I just start saying
Well,
names?
no, you should just be saying, does it start with A? Does it start with B? Does it start with C? Instead
Charlie.
of like doing...
To be fair, I'm on Chewy's team. I'm already at a disadvantage.
Knocked off 2 letters there.
Is it an old school name or a new school name?
Again, it's supposed to be a yes or no question. I feel like we have gotten off the tracks here.
Is it old school?
I don't think it's necessarily old school.
All right, so Gabe has already told us that it is not necessarily a sports-related name, although there are people in the sports world that have this name. Not in the NBA, though, you said, as far as you
Correct.
know, and not in Major League Baseball, as far as you know.
Correct.
You also said that it is a 2-syllable name, and it's A, B, or C. So people are weighing in with guesses. Mary wants to know if it's Bailey.
It is not.
It's a good name, though.
No. I had a roommate with a dog named Bailey. Back when I lived in
but
Madison. Bailey was a good girl.
That's a new school name though. That's not old school. So it's got to be a new school. A new school.
Did you say if it was new school or old school?
I mean, I guess it would be more new school, because, again, I can't think of anybody old school that would have...
Yeah, named Bailey. Yeah.
I'm out of guesses. Joshy, can you give us a guess or a hint since you already know the name?
Yeah. It's a name that somebody who drives a truck would have.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, I'd say Rusty, but that's not a.
You're on the right path there.
Crusty. Thanks for the emphatic no.
I think the reason why he said you're on the right track, because there's a famous race car driver, Rusty Wallace.
Uh-huh.
So
it's a name in that vein,
Yeah.
in the Rusty vein.
Rusty. Okay.
I'm going to look it up.
What if I told you this person has a famous shot in a major?
Famous shot in a major.
Yes.
Jean-Claude Van Damme?
Famous golf shot in a major.
Wait,
Who was the guy that choked at the British Open, Gabe?
What's that?
Who was the guy that choked in the British Open?
It's Jean Van de Velde?
Yes, that's it. Famous shot in the majors.
Great name for a dog, by the way.
Hey, Jean-Claude
Come here, Jean-Claude Van Der Velde.
Who's a good boy? Jean-Claude Van Damme.
I don't know. I don't know
Famous
that.
shot
that
in a
Golfer
area.
who uses a pink driver.
Oh, Bubba?
The dog's name is Bubba.
Bubba does. Yeah,
We've
Bubba
got
works.
Bubba the boxer.
That's not bad.
I
It's
just
not
want you guys
great.
to know, over the last 2 minutes, the text chain just popped off. It's like fireworks on the 4th of July all of a sudden.
wanna
Grand
guess.
finale. No. Bubba. Bubba. It's Bubba. Bubba.
Oh, okay, I get it. Bubba's a lefty in golf. Gabe's a lefty in golf.
No, it just kind of fits him. He looks like a Bubba.
And
That's not bad. I still think you had to go with an old boxer's name.
Bubba
Like
is the name that he
Marvin or-
came with, right?
Yeah, so his name when we adopted him was Bubba Boo. We just dropped the Boo because, I mean, he's a rescue. So he's 2 years old. They found him in Texas. Couldn't find, he's so well behaved. It's unbelievable how well behaved he is that they couldn't find whoever the owner of this dog was down in Texas. So they just assumed that this dog was abandoned. Ended up at the rescue up here in Milwaukee, and his name was Bubba Boo. So we just decided to drop the Boo because that seemed to be a little too much.
Tyler-
And just kept with Bubba because he's kind of already used to it.
Tyler weighing in saying boxers are the best dog breed, most compassionate, kid-friendly dogs. I've had 3 boxers, Bella, Opal, and Stella. My guess was Arnold. So again, people were playing along with us at home. I do like that AB from Milwaukee said Cletus when you said
I love Cletus.
Cletus is in the Bubba vein.
Yes.
So basically,
Shout out to the Fox robot.
I should have just started naming names from, what was the guy from Cars? The truck.
Oh,
the
yeah.
Mater. Yeah, but that was out
have
right
that
away.
in my brain.
That was out right away.
I don't know if I've ever seen it.
I think Blammer would have been good.
Blammer would have been good. Blammer would have been fantastic. If you do get a dog, if you ever get a dog, Chewy, especially for one down in Florida, you have to name it Blammer so you're never missing the Blammer.
Yeah, but as much of a mooch as he is, he'd have made you pay royalties on his name. What do you mean you named your dog after me?
That's a good impression.
That was really good. That was fantastic. And you said that you've never met the Blammer. She's just doing it off of all of our impressions of the Blammer. That's fantastic. So good.
I can't breathe. It's like his soul took over my body.
So that's what happens.
Yeah. Could you imagine the dog with glasses and hearing aids walking around like the Blammer with a big old belly?
Yeah.
Dress up Bubs as the Blammer for Halloween.
Oh, give him a big old neon shirt.
Yeah. The boss was pretty frisky last night, I'm telling you. She was pretty frisky. Okay, bro, I'm going to throw up in my mouth now.
Those who don't know, the Blammer is Chewy's neighbor.
Yes.
Is the boss his wife?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he uses words like
At
frisky.
least I hope so.
You know, she was really friendly last night.
All right, that's enough of that.
So you know what he was fishing for, right? He's fishing for Viagra.
Oh.
He thought getting my mail for a month was Viagra worthy.
I think it might be.
I mean, one? You're not going to give up one Viagra for him getting...
Oh.
All right, Chewy, you may have to be on your own here because we've got a fight.
Are you serious right now?
That's not great. Hope somebody turns that off.
What do I do in this event?
Well, we have to take a break. We'll take a break. We'll try to come back. Oh, my God.
Maybe longer than we think.
Oh, my gosh.
We just got an evacuation order.
All right, listen, we got to take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. To be determined whether we'll be here when we come back. Are you freaking kidding me right now? Jen, Gabe, and Chewy rolls on after this.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
We do have some delays out there on 894. Take that back, actually. Northbound 94, slowing down from before Layton Avenue through the Mitchell onto westbound 894. There's that construction zone right past Loomis where they have the two left lanes blocked, only two lanes getting through off on the right. So just be extra careful as you're heading through that area. Also seeing some delays now on the ramp from northbound 4394 to westbound 94 in the Marquette interchange. Traffic is brought to you by Johnson & Sons Paving. Potholes are a pain when they pop up in your asphalt. Johnson & Sons Paving can patch or replace the whole lot. Book an appointment now at johnsonsonspaving.com. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, mostly cloudy to partly cloudy, flurries with a high of 37, wind chills in the 20s. Then tonight, mostly cloudy and a few flurries, a low of 28. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazagon, 94.5 ESPN.
Keep the good times rolling every Sunday with GKB founder and CEO Craig Karmazin on Sunday Karma.
Everyone's using Daniel Jones as why Jordan Love's going to get paid all that money. I think it's the opposite. I think it's what you just hit.
Right.
I think that it's more of like, hey, be careful. Don't just jump into paying someone unless you're sure.
Sunday Karma with Craig Karmazin.
Is that how you manage?
That is not how you manage, but that might be the way that the Green Bay Packers organization goes about their business.
It's the way the Green Bay Packers...
we know they go about their business like that.
Sundays from 10 to noon on ESPN Wisconsin.
This is the time of year to enjoy your life. Stop letting that pain in your joints keep you from doing what you want to do this spring. Call QC Kinetics now. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in regenerative medicine. I'm talking about joint pain relief with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. It is a fact. QC Kinetics is literally transforming lives. Their advanced treatments harness your body's own ability to restore and repair that damaged joint tissue. Pro athletes have been doing this for decades, but now this life-changing treatment is available for you. So you can walk and run, climb stairs, play golf, move again, pain-free. No pain pills, no risky surgery. This is an all-natural solution. QC Kinetics has tens of thousands of satisfied patients who have reclaimed their mobility. Take action now. Live your best life this spring and summer. And it's a great use of your tax refund check. Call QC Kinetics for a free consultation. Call 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
For the ones who work hard to ensure their crew can always go the extra mile, and the ones who get in early so everyone can go home on time. There's Grainger, offering professional-grade supplies backed by product experts so you can quickly and easily find what you need. Plus, you can count on access to a committed team ready to go the extra mile for you. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, are you having a hard time dealing with high-interest credit card debt? It's normal, and a SoFi personal loan could help you save thousands by consolidating your DEBT to one low fixed monthly payment. You could get $5,000 to $100,000 as soon as the same day you sign, with no fees required. It only takes 60 seconds to view your rate, and it won't affect your credit score. View your rate at SoFi.com/paid off. Loans originated by SoFi Bank N.A. Member FDIC. Terms and conditions at SoFi.com/paid off. NMLS 696891.
Homer here for Higher Love Cannabis Company. 7 convenient locations spread across the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, including Menominee, Norway, and Ironwood. Experiencing the Higher Love difference is easier than ever. Higher Love is your go-to source for organic, clean, green, certified products. Means you can trust them to provide only the good stuff, not the bad stuff. Higher Love for the Menominee location grand opening, March 23rd, an all-day cookout with freebies and more. Visit findhigherlove.com/CBD to learn more and find your nearest location.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Excuse me. Hold on. Getting choked up over it. So, hold on. Give me a moment.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Want to see Giannis live and up close? How about Giannis and Thanasis Antetokounmpo sitting down for an intimate conversation? Thanalysis Live is coming on Friday. Get your tickets now to see Thanalysis live at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, where Thanasis is joined by his brother, none other than the Greek Freak. They'll talk hoops, life, and more, and will be joined by several other special guests. TALiveshow.com is where you get tickets. That's TALiveshow.com. Join Thanasis and Giannis Friday night for Thanalysis Live.
'Cause only you can save me now.
Good news is the fire alarm has gone off. Went off pretty quickly too during that break because Gabe and I were wondering, like, do we leave? Do we call in? Does Chewy drive the show? Like, how's it gonna work here? What are we gonna do? But thankfully, fire alarm went off and we can move on with the show.
We should have pretended we couldn't have done the show just to see what Chewy would have done.
Oh, we've done it before, me and Joshy. Right,
yeah, but
Joshy?
but Joshy would be limited because he would also have been dealing with, the fire alarm going off.
Oh, so I would be flying solo?
Correct.
Yeah, we don't know what we would do about breaks. Maybe I just sit back here in a fire suit, but...
I guess at that point we're all allowed to leave,
Yeah,
right? At that
if
point,
there was an actual fire, yes.
Yeah. I mean, we're all dedicated to our craft. And
I've heard that fire alarm go off so many times, like I'm numb to it. Like I don't evacuate the building. Like the fire alarm has cried wolf too many times for me to believe there's an actual fire at this point.
I never evacuated the building when I was in college and the fire alarm went off.
My apartment building I lived in, I was 12th floor.
Ooh.
And it went off probably once every other week. And by the third time I was standing in the cold and it being a false alarm, I said, I'm risking it.
Yeah, but you get fined if you don't leave the building.
By who?
Well, the firemen used to come when I was at BC. We'd have a fire alarm. They'd come into your apartment and start looking around.
You just take something? What are we talking about here?
They would
Can you
fine
imagine
people.
the
What do
fire
you mean
department?
the fire? What they've got a citation they're giving you? What do they mean they're
Yes.
fining you?
I'm pretty sure when there's a fire alarm in the building, by law, you are supposed to exit said building.
All right, put that on the poll. Put it on the poll about if you can get ticketed. Can you get ticketed for not leaving your building when the fire alarm goes off?
This is the first I'm ever hearing of this.
Well, what do you think the fire alarm goes off for?
To let you know there's a fire so you evacuate.
Well, obviously it didn't work.
I feel like
'cause
that's
you guys
pretty
are still
standard
sitting in your
understanding,
room.
by the way. I feel like my kids are 6 and 4 and they know what the fire alarm is for. So we're really good at putting that message out there early on. Let's get to the Packers because there was some news this weekend. Obviously, they introduced their free agents on Friday. It was just after our show, so a lot of conversation between those two guys. And one of the things that popped was that Josh Jacobs and Xavier McKinney both independently mentioned that they came to Green Bay in part because Jordan Love. Let's hear from Xavier McKinney, who mentioned that Jordan Love was a factor in his decision to sign with the Packers.
Big factor. Obviously, this is a competitive league, and you need an elite quarterback, to be able to even have a chance. And I believe that, he is an elite quarterback. Obviously, I played against him and I've watched him play. And I think he's really good. And the sky's the limit for him. And, I know he's a great leader. I've heard great things about him. So it's going to be real fun just being a part of, this team and, being able to go to work with these guys every day. It's going to be a hungry group. I can already tell. We got a lot of young talent, and it's just going to be fun.
Okay, so Xavier McKinney, that was him. He is obviously the safety acquisition. He is actually represented by the same agent as Jordan Love. So there's a part of him that was like, okay, way to, give your guy a nod, way to throw your guy a bone. You have the same agent. It makes sense for you to say something like that. But Josh Jacobs said something very similar.
Really, I was telling people, man, we were scouting from when we was playing them last year. I seen him make some throws. I'm like, yeah, a lot of people can't do it. I like running backwards on one foot and slinging it on a dime. That kind of got me excited when I just started thinking about him, like watching film on him. And just to see the way he throws the ball effortlessly and the grit he plays with, I'm very excited to play with him.
Your reaction, Gabe, when you heard both of the free agents mention Jordan Love independently as part of the reason why they are now Green Bay Packers.
It's nice. And it's what you're supposed to say when you join the new team, that you're excited to join whatever player. And what they said about Jordan, I think, is genuine. I, however, do not think that Jordan Love factored into their decisions whatsoever. I think it's something to say nice in retrospect. Oh, yeah, Jordan Love, love that guy. But realistically, the Packers gave both of these guys their best contracts. These aren't veterans who are ring chasing, who are going, you know what, before I retire, I need to win a championship. No, both of these guys are getting their first swing, and maybe for Josh Jacobs, the only swing, because of the position he plays, at free agency. This is their one big opportunity to get a big-time contract. So I don't think they're settling for less. I think that it's nice that the Packers have a great quarterback, but ultimately the Packers paid the most, which is why they came to Green Bay.
I was more interested to see what a jersey number goes for these days, because Josh Jacob took Sean Clifford's number.
He did.
So I want to know what that's worth. Is that a Rolex, a used Rolex, which Reggie White gave to John Yurkovich because he took his number?
A used Rolex?
Yeah, which is so Reggie. I wanted compensation. I mean, it didn't seem like Clifford the Big Red Dog had any attachment to that number, but you still got to get something out of it.
Oh, you absolutely do.
And the other thing that piqued my ears were, why would Josh Jacobs be watching Green Bay's offense before they were going to play him? That is not totally true, I believe. Am I right?
Well, maybe he was just
watching. I'm with you. This is the nice thing to say, but at the end of the day, one got $17 million and the other one got $12 million a year.
Well, so the thing that popped for me was, of course, it seemed eerily similar to the thing that we were joking around about last week when Aaron Rodgers did his big thing in the middle of the summer and aired all his grievances, and then he had this to say about people's attraction to Green Bay because of him.
I think we can all understand, Green Bay isn't a huge vacation destination. People are coming here to play with me, to play with our team, and knowing that they can win a championship here.
Did he really say that?
That was his voice.
That was not edited. That
AI? You think we AI'd that sucker? Just for Joshy's amusement?
He really said that? I don't remember. Well, they come here to play with me. I mean,
I'm pretty sure you've done that voice and said those exact words on this show before.
Okay. Wow. He's kind of high on himself.
First time
just a little bit.
Wow. 1 year of a break of Aaron Rodgers, and Chewy just completely forgot who the dude was.
He did. Out of sight, out of mind.
I wish I
know, because that's not true. No one wanted to come here and play with him.
I mean,
they all thought they did, but no one ever came.
He manipulated himself with Aaron Rodgers. It's unbelievable.
I'm a little jealous, actually.
A 3-year-old conversation.
He completely forgot it occurred.
We did it last week.
We did?
Yes.
We got some reaction rolling in on the ESPN Milwaukee Talk and Text line. Justin weighing in saying they were both asked if Jordan Love was a factor. They didn't bring it up by themselves. Obviously, it's awesome to hear, but again, they were asked about it. And once you're asked about it, you have no choice but to answer in the affirmative. And Dave from Aaron saying, let's not forget, both are coming from bum teams with subpar quarterbacks. So, they're happy to come to the Packers. There is some truth to that, right? You think about where Josh Jacobs was and how much, other than one time I can think of for sure, the Raiders They were on the struggle bus for most of the season, and there was inconsistency at the quarterback position, and obviously who they had was not good. So and then you think about the Giants and what the Giants are dealing with, and that's where Xavier McKinney was. So I think that both guys obviously looked at what the Packers are doing. And there is something to be said, guys, for even them going out and getting those guys that shows that they are in the window space. Packers are in the window now. And if these guys see all the moves that they're making, Xavier McKinney sees the Josh Jacobs move. Josh Jacobs sees the Xavier McKinney move. Like, obviously, this is a team that I don't know that they're all in, right? Because we throw that phrase out there a lot saying, when a team is obviously making moves to solidify their chance of winning a title, they're all in. Does it feel like they're all in to you guys?
Well, they're going to have to be all in.
They're in. They're for sure in. I just don't know if they're all in this year or if next year will be all in.
What Aaron said, McKinney's not in New York anymore, and Jacobs isn't in Vegas. This is Green Bay. It's not a vacation destination, but it is a football destination. You are going to live, breathe, sleep football. And it sounds like these guys are bought into it. God, I just remember back in the day, that used to be part of the decision when deciding to go to Green Bay. Do I want to be in the cold and this and that? And all of a sudden Reggie comes and now everyone wants to come here. I think that's where we're trending to.
Well, that's a great point. You bring up Reggie Chew, who is the first really big free agent. And I remember the narrative as a kid, and because I was a kid, I kind of fell for it, of, Reggie came here to play with Brett. Right? Like, somehow it got ignored that the Packers paid him the most money to come Green Bay, and that's the actual reason he came to play for the Packers.
Yeah. But did they have to overpay these? I don't think Jacobs was overpaid, but McKinney might be a little bit. Did they have to overpay him because it was Green Bay, or because he was the hottest guy out there?
Because there were other teams that were...
I think they got into a bidding war with other teams.
The Eagles, for sure.
Yeah. Well, and that's the other thing with McKinney. Like, okay, he had been saying the same thing about Jalen Hurts had he ended up in Philadelphia. But to answer your question, I think this is the Packers' version of being all in. Because the Packers famously want to give themselves, we want to give ourselves a bite at the apple, a lot of bites at the apple. This is their version of that. They still have flexibility with the Jacobs contract. They could get out of it after this year if it doesn't work out. They have flexibility with the Xavier McKinney deal. But both of these guys are still young enough where they fit the young core that they have. They're trying to open up as big of a window as you can. Because when you think all in, you think, it's one season, you're all in, the way the Rams were when they won their Super Bowl. I don't think that's what Goody wants to do with the Packers. He wants to give them a window where they can compete for not just one, but maybe multiple championships. And this is, to me, the Packers' version of going all in because of the youth of these guys. And if it works, again, the flexibility of if it doesn't work out, we can get out of it. But if it does, we're going to be in a good spot for a while.
So are they done until after the draft?
I don't know if after the draft.
I like them done. I'm not going to lie. I like them done. Because I think you always leave a little bit in the kitty. Mm-hmm. Break glass in case of emergency. Fill these holes. The only thing I might want is an experienced linebacker. But I don't want to pay a lot for him.
It's not really many.
Bargain shopping. Always bargain shopping for these players.
That's just what he's conditioned for in his real life. So he's just pushing it out towards the Packers.
To me, it feels like the Packers are putting the finishing touches on a rebuild. We talked about how they have 6 players from the 2021 roster still on the team. They are filling the gaps where they can. They still have retained dead cap. There's a decent amount of dead money with the cuts that they have made. I think they are a year away from that, all-in Packers style, where they start extending contracts, adding void years, doing all that stuff we saw them do towards the end of Aaron Rodgers' career. Right now, they are just adding as much as they can. They're stocking up and seeing what are our options going to be come 2025.
See, and what I'm trying to figure out, Gabe, is you mentioned the Josh Jacobs thing and how it's just a one-year deal. And I know that we talked about the terms and how it was all kind of hidden in there of that they could walk away and whatnot. But why would they walk away? What type of performance or lack thereof would you have to see from Josh Jacobs to be like, you know what, this didn't work out?
If he has more of the year that he had last year versus the one he had 2 years ago, or if there's some sort of injury, because those happen at that position where you just give yourselves out at the running back spot. And then, again, I fully expect them still, despite bringing A.J. Dillon back, despite having Emmanuel Wilson, I think they're going to draft a 5th, 6th, 7th round running back.
Yeah, I think safe money's there.
Yeah, I think that's, you still bring in that one guy and just kind of giving yourself these options in case things don't work out.
Is this the future of the... Go ahead, Shu.
He's got tread on his tires, let's not forget. So he might not make it to 30 because he's played a lot of snap in his first 4 years. 4 years, right?
Yeah.
His first 4, he's played a lot of snaps. So he might not make it to 30, but the nice thing is, like you said, Gabe, they have outs of this contract. So maybe he's here 3 years and like, all right, or 2 years.
Yeah.
And they develop someone they draft this year,
I really like Gabe's perception of the situation of this being the Packers' version of all in. Because I don't think that they are all in. I think that, but they recognize that the window is open, and so you want to you want to just keep it's like when you have a house, right? I can't flip the whole house at once, right? I can't redo the living room and the bathroom and the kitchen and I got to pick one at a time. And obviously they were in a good spot. Coming into this year, we said they had a lot of holes to fill, but they have taken care of at least the living room, right? At least the kitchen is functional now. Maybe you attack the bathroom next, but it feels like they are definitely almost to the point of being able to put that house out on the market. From the biggest plays on the court to the comments made in the locker room after, an in-depth recap of every Bucs game in just 6 minutes. No more, no less. Bucs in 6 on the Bucs Plus audio network. If you missed any of the game or just want to relive the biggest moments, Bucs in 6 provides game recaps every morning after. Hear the high-flying dunks from Giannis or the deep threes from Dame and catch the comments post-game about what happened on the court. Bucs in 6 is on the Bucs Plus audio network. Find it now on bucs.com/plus or on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts. We roll on right after this.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
Things are moving slowly through the Mitchell Interchange onto westbound 894 all the way to Forest Home, so be careful with that. Give yourself tons of extra time. We've got eastbound 94 starting to bunch up a little bit, heading into the Stadium Interchange from about 76th Street. Also a couple pockets of heavy traffic through the Marquette Interchange on the ramp from northbound 4394 to westbound 94. Traffic is brought to you by 3rd Street Market Hall, your one-stop destination for basketball this March. Catch the entire tournament with the best local food and drink for the ultimate viewing experience, only at 3rd Street Market Hall. And check out the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today. Mostly cloudy to partly cloudy skies. Flurries with a high of 37. Tonight, mostly cloudy, a few flurries with a low of 28. Weather's brought to you by Showtime Floors, installing beautiful floor shield. Transform your garage or basement floors into a showpiece. Mention ESPN for 10% off. ShowtimeFloors.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazagon, 94.5 ESPN.
Q Club of Wisconsin is your hangout spot for watching sports, playing games, and having some drinks. Mike, what do you have going on over there?
We have so much going on. We're the place to be for basketball season, with TVs everywhere. Book a party in our VIP room, which includes a private pool table, 2 shuffleboard tables, and 4 dartboards. Sign up for summer bocce leagues now before they fill up. And of course, we've got our fish fry on Wednesdays and Fridays, where we pile it high!
All happening at the Q Club of Wisconsin, North Grandview Boulevard in Waukesha. Check out qclubofwisconsin.com.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here, and there is one thing I think everyone can agree on. Potholes stink. And this year's weather will make it one of the worst years yet. Well, Johnson & Sons Paving is ready to take on the challenge with a team that has over 2 decades of experience. When the potholes pop up in your asphalt, Johnson & Sons Paving can patch or replace the whole area. Book an appointment now at johnsonsonspaving.com. Get that appointment booked before May 31st, and you might even see Old T on the job site for a visit. Find full contest details at ESPNWisconsinContest.com.
Hey, it's Kyle Walls for Universal Windows Direct. Call Universal Windows Direct today at 414-410-2000, and for every 2 windows you buy, you get 2 free. Buy 2, get 2. Buy 4, get 4. Buy 20, get 20. There is no limit. Call 414-410-2000 to schedule your free in-home estimate today. Tell them I told you to call and get an additional $250 off your project. For the last windows you'll ever need, go to universalwindowsdirect.com, and like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
Hey, this is Jen Latta from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. One of the best decisions I made recently was getting an infrared sauna from Good Health Saunas. They're a local business that's been around for 2 decades, based right in Appleton and Waukesha. Good Health Saunas are easy to install, cost as little as 25 cents a day, and include a true lifetime warranty. Even firefighters all across the country trust Good Health Saunas for sweating smoke out of their skin after fighting fire. Learn more at goodhealthsaunas.com. That's goodhealthsaunas.com.
Texting enrolls you into reoccurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The patented key ingredient is something called Testofen, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text LION to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text LION to 42424. That's LION to 42424.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
His eyeball.
Wait. Where
do I get him?
I just assumed, when I said wait, did you just think it was just a suggestion?
Yeah, pretty much. Typically.
On 94.5 ESPN.
And so is your chance at proving your hoops knowledge. It's the ESPN Wisconsin Bracket Challenge presented by our friends at Cousin Subs. Fill out a bracket, earn the most points at the end of the tourney, and get a $1,000 gift card to Cousin Subs. Is this right? $1,000 gift card to Cousin Subs? That's so much Cousin Subs. Fill out your bracket at ESPN.com or the ESPN Tournament Challenge app. Just search ESPN Wisconsin and enter the password Cousins, which is all lowercase, by the way. It's the ESPN Wisconsin Bracket Challenge presented by Cousin Subs. They believe in better. Visit ESPNWisconsinContests.com for full rules and details.
So I guess the next question becomes, when talking about this, Jordan Love was a big reason why I signed with Green Bay. It's not specifically Jordan Love, right? It's that he's a good quarterback, that he's a top 10 quarterback, that he's a guy that they feel like isn't going to lose them games. He's actually going to be a reason at times that they win some games. Because, Josh, you put this on the show sheet. Can Goody use Jordan Love as a recruitment tool?
Yeah.
Wait, you said yeah right away. Why?
He's trending in a direction where you would expect him, and I said it a couple weeks ago, to have how many and not when, would be my guess.
The toad is back.
Well, I'm just saying, he's got...
Ribbit.
So he's going into his 5th year?
Yes.
He's got another 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
I think that in today's NFL, in order for Jordan Love to be a recruitment tool, he's got to win an MVP. He's got to be able to win a Super Bowl. If you're looking, because again, I think the top end free agents, all the guys that we were talking about that were legally tampered with on Monday and Tuesday and signed the big deals last Wednesday, those guys are going for the highest money. Like they're going to the highest bidder. Are they
though? And hear me out. The money is absolutely a factor. We're not going to sit here and pretend it's not. But if it's a team that's rebuilding, if it's a team that's several years away still from being able to contend for a title, if it's somebody that has, a busted guy under center, you're not telling me that all of those factors don't play into your decision to go there?
Well, sure. But if they had have offered $5 million more to Xavier McKinney, guess where Xavier McKinney's going?
If they being the Eagles?
Well, they being
anybody?
The team that you just talked about, that maybe they're in the middle of a rebuild, and if they offered $5 million, if they offered a significant amount of money more, that's where he was going to go. So like the
Giants, let's use the Giants as an example because the Giants wanted to keep Xavier McKinney. Mm-hmm. If they offered top dollar, are you telling me that Xavier McKinney doesn't go, I'm willing to take less for a shot at winning this thing because the Giants are nowhere near winning this thing?
If they gave him $5 million more guaranteed, I think he's in New York. Because, again, especially at these positions, whether you're on defense, whether you're playing running back, this is your first big chance. I don't think you're doing that. Now, when you're entering that second or third contract, you've been in the league, you've had that big contract, you're making a little bit more money. Those are the ones I think that you start to entice. The
Young
Odell
guys.
Beckham Juniors of the world of, okay, OBJ wants another one. Maybe he settles for less. He's made a bunch of money already in the league if he thinks he can win a championship with you.
Yeah, young guys don't look at Super Bowls earlier in their career because it's all like Dan Marino. Dan Marino goes to the Super Bowl in his first or second year, and he always said, I'll be back there again. Everyone thinks they'll get there and get back when they're young, and then they get longer into their career and like, all right, I got to pivot here. Maybe I need to take – I mean, guys that care because don't get me wrong, not everyone cares.
But to Gabe's point earlier, Chew, about the running back position, you don't have that luxury. You don't have the luxury of going, well, not this contract, but the next contract. The next one's where I'll go to a team that's a contender. I think if you want to win a ring and be one of the, like Josh Jacobs was, one of the top guys on the free agent market this year, I think you start to look at who's a contender.
Yeah, but also because of that position, you got to cash in when you can.
There's a number on everything.
Yeah.
Because even my third contract, I was offered more money to go somewhere else, and I'm like, we got a pretty good thing here. Brett is young, going to be around for a while. He's my buddy. So there was a number out there that I was like, that's not enough. I'm staying here. But it's different for some guys.
Yeah, but is that a difference with, you said your third contract, Chew. What about your second contract? Second contract, was that more about money?
Second contract, I was told I wasn't leaving, so that really didn't. I was a free agent, but I wasn't really a free agent. I remember it like it was yesterday. I was playing in my first bowl. It was first Pro Bowl. It was me, Brett, Gary Reynolds, and Mike Holmgren playing golf in Hawaii. And Holmgren, probably on the 11th hole, just walks up and he goes, "You're not going anywhere. You know that." And I said, "Yes, sir, I know that." And that was it. That was it.
You're a hell of a negotiator, pal. I'll tell you what.
Yes.
Gabe says that the Packers' version of all in, this is it. Gabe says that what you're seeing right now from the Packers, the signing of Xavier McKinney, the signing of Josh Jacobs, they'll likely go out and supplement some of those other positions, is all in. Do you agree that this is the Packers' version of all in? Ryan weighing in on our ESPN Milwaukee talk and text line saying, all in is more aggressive and irresponsible of a team. Fans use this term like must win. No, it's not must win. No, the team doesn't need to be irresponsible and go all in. I disagree with Ryan. I don't think that all in is irresponsible. I think all in is recognizing that it is tough to win in this league, that you don't often get, we always talk about bites of the apple when we talk about Major League Baseball. You don't always get a bite at the apple. And when you see your team trending in a way, and also, by the way, you'll look at the landscape of the league as well and see where your team fits in the current landscape of the league. And you say, this is our shot. This season, next season, again, this is all pending injuries. Obviously, if your quarterback goes out and snaps his Achilles 4 plays into the season, it certainly changes things, and we're not wishing that on anyone. But the point is that when the Packers look at where they are right now, I think Brian Gutekunst says, we're close. We got to make these moves. We got to go out and spend money. We got to go out and get these guys who are difference makers on the field because we know the window is open. And that, to me, is all in.
This is the start of all in. All in to me is like, all right, let's just use our last bullets here, and we're going to be cap-strapped 2 years or next year, 2 years from now. It's kind of a San Francisco thing because San Francisco's starting to lose some of his players. They were all in when they went and got Christian McCaffrey. They're like, we're all in. I don't think the Packers are there.
Can you be all in with Brock Purdy as quarterback, though, Chew?
I think when you have the weapons that they have.
But all is very, all's a very specific term.
Chase Young, they're trading future assets to get better in the active.
Yeah.
That to me is all in.
In the present, yeah.
Right. So to me, that's the best they can do at the quarterback. They've tried to improve it. They ended up with Brock Purdy, and he was pretty damn good.
But that's what I'm saying. Does that keep them from being quote unquote all in if they chose not to upgrade at the quarterback position?
Yeah, but I don't know how they're upgrading at this point at the quarterback position. I don't think they're getting better.
I think when they pay him, they're past all in. They're on the reset button.
Yeah, because then you have to do it in a completely different way because so much of that money that you're allocating for the Chase Youngs, the Christian McCaffreys, the Brandon Ayuks, all these guys that they have that are top guys at their position, then you've got to figure out a different way to do it because now you're paying your quarterback. I mean, Chewy, you're talking about, okay, well, we're going to be up against the cap. The Packers just typically aren't. And the only reason they were up against the cap last year is because the albatross Aaron Rodgers contract that they signed, that they decided, okay, we got to get out from underneath this thing.
When they did it last year.
And even with this year, like typically, most teams are going to have some dead money that you're dealing with year in and year out. And they're still dealing with some of that dead money with the Bakhtiari and the Campbell and the Aaron Jones and all those releasings. But this is kind of what the Packers' plan has always been. They're not going to be all in, but they'll kind of push to the middle and go, hey, we like this core. Let's see if we can do something with this core over the next 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, but they're going to have to make big decisions. If these offensive players trend the way we think they're going to trend, 3 years from now, they're going to have some major decisions.
100%.
Because you're not going to be able to keep Kraft and Musgrave. You're not going to be able to keep all those receivers, and it's going to be like you're going to start losing them in 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
They have decision time with Watson after this year. What do you do with him?
It does feel like all in is one of those terms that triggers people.
Oh, 100%.
There's a reaction. There's a visceral reaction to the term all in. Yeah. So which would you rather?
Opposite ends of the spectrum.
Yeah. So let's see. Colin weighing in saying all in seems desperate. This is the start of the Packers championship window. Meanwhile, JP says, I agree with Josh. This feels more like the back end of a slight rebuild. He even adds the word slight in there.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Can't
go full rebuild.
Can't
be full rebuild. Getting some proven young guys, but 2025 would be the time to start going all in. So at least JP is recognizing that he's willing to go all in. He just would rather do it next year.
Yeah. I agree. I would have no problem if they don't do anything else and just keep that cap money wherever it's at and then sprinkle in a few more next year. And then they're all in.
Yeah, because I just have a hard time picturing Goody going, yep, this is the year when his predecessor, the Packers have always wanted to have a championship window versus a championship year.
Yes.
Gabe, what would you feel, because I don't know either, so this is me legitimately asking, what would you feel comfortable saying the Packers are all in and not having the Packers version of all in? I think it's trading draft assets for proven stars.
Yeah. When Goody starts giving up a first round pick to bring in a vet, that's going to be,
Wait a minute, you're trying to tell me you can't be all in without giving up draft picks? Because, again, Goody feels very confident in his ability to draft and develop.
But I'm saying, I'm not going to say that the Packers are ever all in. I doubt I will ever say the Packers are all in the way the Rams were all in or the Niners were all in.
Yeah, but just because they broke the mold. Just because they broke the mold that season, we can't just use that as the baseline for all in. Like you said, every team's going to have a different standard for all in.
Yeah, but in terms of all in on one season, yes, when Goody starts giving up draft capital, high draft capital
but isn't it wiser to be able to exist in a space where you could be all in, quote unquote, multiple seasons?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And that's why I think this is the Packers version of it. Because they want to give themselves that championship window versus that championship season.
You got to hit your draft picks, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you don't hit your draft picks, it ain't going to work.
Absolutely.
And that's why you would have to sprinkle in. That's what Ron did when he brought in Keith Jackson, Eugene Robinson, Sean Jones. He filled holes with guys that are past prime, but could still play.
I think if you asked Brian Gutekunst in an honest moment what all in was, he'd point to the 2021 season. And I think many Packers fans would say that is not what all in is.
Yeah,
because they just ran it back.
Yeah.
They didn't really make it.
Here's another one. So now we got run it back. We got rebuild. We got slight rebuild. That's what did we talk about when we were talking about the dress codes and it was casual? It wasn't business casual, but it was elevated. It was elevated.
Elevated business casual.
And we were like, what the hell is elevated business casual? So we've got the rebuild and we've got, what was the one that you guys just mentioned? Run it back.
Run it back.
Yeah. Run it back is another stage. Are you ready to upgrade the concrete surfaces in your floor? Let me tell you about Showtime Floors and Floor Shield. It's used by military bases, airports, and businesses. Why does that matter to you? Well, because it's also used in residential homes. Floor Shield is designed to beautify and protect your concrete surfaces. What does that mean? Well, your garage. You ever open up your garage door, look inside when your lights hit the floor and you see cracks or uneven surfaces, and you know that it's probably something you should get taken care of, but it also falls way down on the priority list? Right now is the best time to go ahead and take care of those concrete surfaces. You can enjoy a 15-year warranty against wear, and if you mention ESPN for free crack repair, you'll also get 10% off. Get more information by visiting ShowtimeFloors.com. That's ShowtimeFloors.com, and ask them about Floor Shield.
Never miss out on a second of the show. Find Jen, Gabe, and Chewy on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand. Sponsored by Celsius Essential Energy Drink.
The Jen, Gabe, and Chewy podcast is sponsored by Celsius Energy Drink, and I am here to tell you it makes a huge difference in my mornings. With a unique blend of essential energy and key vitamins, Celsius is your partner to an active lifestyle. My favorite, the Peach Vibe. Learn more at Celsius.com and pick up Celsius Energy Drinks today.
When you're high, you feel different. Pretty obvious, right? You think different, talk different, but if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Hey, it's Gabe Neitzel from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. You've heard me talk about the results mentality has had on my life, but don't just take it from me. Jason has had success too, thanks to mentality.
My only regret is I didn't do it sooner. Knowing once again I've gotten the treatments done and continuing, I do feel, stuff does hurt a little bit more, but I'm 40, in my 40s, and that's going to happen. But again, the energy levels, it is above and beyond. Again, I'm back in that age where I'm like, this is amazing.
Get started today at lowtusa.com.
Hey, Drew Scott here, and I'm Jonathan Scott, reminding you that life's better with a home policy from American Family Insurance. They can help you get just the right protection at just the right price and help you save when you bundle home and auto. Kind of like Goldilocks and the Three Bears. It'll be just right for you. We love a custom build. American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Find what you love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you. Spirits and beer, thousands of wines. Walk right through the door. It's all here to explore. With guides in the know and prices so low, it just might blow your mind. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find.
Drink responsibly, B21. Progressive presents Renter's MVP's Most Valuable Possessions. Today's MVP, Tom Kelly's carbon fiber mountain bike. Because more than riding his carbon fiber mountain bike, Tom loves telling people about his carbon fiber mountain bike. Friends, family, even a local barista knows about his carbon fiber mountain bike. And that's why Tom's carbon fiber mountain bike, if you haven't heard about it, is today's MVP. Keep your most valuable possessions protected by bundling your renters and auto insurance with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
To thank you for 40 unforgettable years, Dell Technologies is celebrating with anniversary savings on their most popular tech. For a limited time only, save on select next-gen PCs like the XPS 13 Plus, powered by Intel Core processors, and more. Plus, curate your dream setup with great deals on select monitors, mice, and more must-have electronics and accessories. When you shop online at Dell.com/deals, you'll have access to leading-edge technology and free shipping on everything. Again, that's Dell.com/deals.
I need directions for paying down debt.
Starting route. Apply for a SoFi personal loan and consolidate your debt into one fixed payment. Turn right into a positive outlook and get $5,000 to $100,000 as soon as the same day you sign with no fees required.
Got it. You could get out of high-interest credit card debt with a SoFi personal loan. View your rate at SoFi.com/debt in 60 seconds with no impact to your credit score. Loans originated by SoFi Bank N.A. Member FDIC. Terms and conditions at SoFi.com/debt. NMLS 696891.
Come see Thanalysis live from Potawatomi Casino Hotel on Friday, March 22nd.
Hey, welcome to another Thanalysis show. And we do have coming up in today's podcast.
Be there for the first ever live show for Thanasis as he's joined by his brother, none other than the Greek freak, Giannis Antetokounmpo.
I took off my shoes and I was like, go crazy, go hoop. That's all it was.
Get your tickets now at TALiveshow.com. Thanalysis live at Potawatomi Casino Hotel on March 22nd. TALiveshow.com.
You're listening to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
What do we do? Where do we go from here?
We've talked about insulation, we've talked about fantasy camp, and now we've talked about Burning Man. We've hit for the cycle in the first 5 minutes of the show.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Doesn't matter what age you are, low testosterone can be an issue with any guy. That's where Mentality comes in. Local healthcare facilities specifically dedicated to helping men feel and perform at their very best. I use Mentality, and you can too. Look, as you get older, you get tired, groggy, just don't feel like yourself, don't have that energy to maybe attack your day. And I thought it was just because I was getting older. Turns out my testosterone levels were low, and Mentality's been able to help me with that. You go through the process, lowtusa.com. That's the website. Book an appointment. Go in, talk with them. At the end, you get a blood panel done. Within a week, results are back to you. If your testosterone levels are low, then with Mentality, you can start a customized testosterone treatment plan just for you. That's what I love about it. This isn't one size fits all. This is customized to make sure that your testosterone levels are where they should be. Go to lowtusa.com. Mentality allows treatment to fit into every guy's lifestyle. Learn more at lowtusa.com.
Justin weighing in on the ESPN Milwaukee Talk and Text line saying, you can't be all in to me if you refuse to use one avenue to improve the team. That is, taking a swing by using your draft picks to go out and get a big talent. Goody to this point will not take that chance. Right or wrong, you don't have to do it crazy, but just take a swing just once, man. And that's so Justin will always say that they are not all in unless they do that. What is the poll that we put up, Joshy, regarding all in?
Hold on here. Let me.
Yeah, I'm sneaking over as well.
I've got it right here. So I say what we're seeing now is the Packers version of all in. Do you agree?
I say. Gabe says.
Well, yeah, I wasn't gonna go The Rock and start talking the third person.
Gabe Neitzel
I kind of like it now.
says.
The Gabe says.
This is the
Know your
Packers
role and
version
shut
of
your
all in. Yes, they're all in. No, still building the team. Go ahead and weigh in on that. I guess we also put, can you get fined or ticketed for not evacuating the building, not your home, when the fire alarm goes off? We'll figure out what people think about that.
Is that different too? If like somehow if you're not evacuated and somehow a fire call happens at your house, the fire truck shows up, can you get fined for that, or is this just like a big building in your mind?
I think if you're the tenant inside of a building, and it might change from state to state. It might be a ticket in Massachusetts, but not in Wisconsin.
Can you imagine being a firefighter and going up to the Chimura household and then being like, sir, I have a ticket, and then seeing Chewy and being like, ticket? Never mind, just walking away? Because that's what I would do. I'd be like, you know what? I'm at the wrong house. It's weird. I meant to be over there. See you later, large human. That's what I would do. All right, listen, I said it was a 5-pound, 10-pound day, right? We got 5 pounds of show and 10 pounds of stuff. We got to get to more of the stuff. Devondre Campbell, Justin Fields, Marquette and the Badgers, oh my. All that after this.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
We've got big delays around the area. We've got an accident, too, on northbound 94 just before Layton Avenue. Right lane is blocked, so delays are stretching back to the airport spur. But it's going to be heavy through the Mitchell interchange in all directions, too. 2 left lanes are barreled off through construction all the on 894 westbound all the way to 92nd Street. We've also got delays on northbound 4394 right around the Plainfield curve up past the KK River. And again, as you're making your way into the Marquette, trying to get onto westbound 94, it's going to be a slow one all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound 94 also going to be heavy from about 84th Street to about 35th. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Today, mostly cloudy to partly cloudy. Flurries with a high of 37. Tonight, mostly cloudy, a few flurries, a low of 28. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Hi, it's John Reitz from Great Midwest Bank, and as a community bank, we sincerely appreciate our customer loyalty. Over nearly 90 years, we've done all we can to return the favor. Great Midwest Bank offers flexible solutions that bigger banks and credit unions simply can't, because our entire team is right here in the community. We love helping our neighbors when we're at work and then catching up over the weekend. Visit us at greatmidwestbank.com. Great Midwest Bank, your simply local equal housing lender.
Are you tired of looking at a dirty, dusty, and cracked garage and looking for a fresh new look? Hi, this is ESPN Milwaukee's Jen Latta, and I'm here to tell you about Floor Shield by Showtime Floors. Using a state-of-the-art coating 4 times stronger than traditional epoxy, it's tough enough to be used in military bases and airports. Floor Shield is certified as an anti-slip floor and also eco-friendly, all while being UV stable, and my favorite part, easy to clean. This makes it perfect for outdoor spaces, just like your patio. Check it out at ShowtimeFloors.com and work with a specialist to transform your space in as little as 1 day.
Hey, this is Brad Nortman from KBN. Tune in to Kyle Bruston Nortman every day from 2 to 5. WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Showtime. The right way to start your day. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
I'm trying to.
Do you know people like that?
I'm trying to decide if I'm an outer or not. Like in some situations,
Well,
you are.
us you already are.
Wait.
He scratches off a 32 and he puts in 31.
Oh, how could he be so vain?
Well, this is the Jerry Seinfeld that only I know.
I think if I see you misbehaving.
No, I'm not. But I like watching.
I can't believe I just told you that.
Why not?
Well, Jerry doesn't want anyone to know.
Now we need to know. We got to keep our secrets extra closer on that one.
Well, it's all right. I'm your fiance. Everyone assumes you'll tell me everything.
Well, don't have secrets.
I have so little secrets. It's not.
I know. I'm such an open
so
book.
boring.
Where'd you get that from?
Well, we're a couple. It's understood.
I never heard of that.
It's impossible for me to keep a secret because my brain tells me, did they say not to tell them or to tell them? I get very confused.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamorro. Here's Jen Latta.
Running her mouth, she wants to ride and she's trying to hide it. I'm cool as ever, she's too excited. Her man look like he wanna fight, he ain't doing nothing but.
It has been a very, 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 very long time since we have gone down this path. And kind of glad about that, kind of happy about that. And yet it does feel like with Devondre Campbell's Tweet Fest this week, maybe we should go ahead and bring the open back.
Like sands through the hourglass, so are the green bays of our lives.
Now, you could make the argument that this is a departed character, that this is a character who has been written off the show because Devondre Campbell is no longer a member of the Green Bay Packers. But my goodness, did he want to take a blowtorch to the place, a blowtorch to the building on his way out? Devondre Campbell tweeting his way through his feelings this weekend. Now, this is not the first time. Devondre Campbell tweeted during the season, guys, that he wasn't going to play anymore, right? There was this whole thing about not playing hurt and how, Chewy, you've talked about guys aren't going to play every single game when they're disgruntled or when they don't feel like they've gotten what they should have gotten. But Devondre went on a bit of a tweet thread this weekend. And Gabe, I would like for you to dramatic read for us the Devondre Campbell tweets, just the best ones. How many were there in total? I saw at least 6. At least.
Okay, so in the last 24 hours, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11,
Wow.
12,
I was way
13,
off.
14, 15,
gosh.
16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 tweets.
I said at least 6.
He's not math. Not math.
Is he done?
I think so. He stopped tweeting 19 hours ago, big guy.
Okay.
So 21 tweets.
Hey, maybe we
in the
can't
last
have you read
24
all
hours.
21 of them. Good grief, we only have a 2-hour show. But give us the best of Devondre Campbell's, again, tweeting through his feelings over the weekend, and maybe the ones that were the most, I don't know, I was going to say egregiously against the Packers, but the ones that were the most just like attacking the Green Bay Packers organization.
So let's start with this one, where he was responding to someone from a previous tweet saying, "There's so much I could say, but for the longest, I just kept it to myself and kept taking the blame. I don't work for the organization anymore, so anytime I see some false information, I'm going to correct it and tell the truth. If you don't want to hear the truth, sorry." Which got the eyeball and crying with laughter emojis from one Adrian Amos, who somehow got involved in all this, who then Devondre responded, "They mad at me for telling the truth, bro. I guess they like liars. I just can't do it. Won't be out here lying on my name."
So good.
Yeah, it's all fantastic. Here's one when talking about the Packers as an organization. The organization didn't even call me to ask if I wanted to take a pay cut. They just released me after going in the media and saying me and Aaron Jones were a part of the future plans. They could have just told me the truth. I could easily be bitter, but I'm not.
Who was that tweet favorited by?
What number was that?
Yeah.
Tweet number 4?
That was that was probably tweet number 7 or 8.
And it was also liked by
Aaron Rodgers.
This is getting spicy.
Hence the Green Bays of our lives.
You want to know why we played better?
Because
I
I'm
started
good.
going to and having private meetings with Matt, telling him we needed to be more aggressive. We needed more, man. We needed to blitz more. And what happened? They listened to me. We played well and won, so it's no coincidence.
And he's shouting because it's in caps.
That was
It's
all caps. Yeah.
I think that's the one that people were like, okay, bro, you're not even living in the same reality. It may be true that you went to Matt LaFleur and discussed with him some of your frustrations, but because you went to Matt LaFleur, you guys started playing better. Joshy, the issue that people had with a lot of this was that we watched the games. We've seen the film. We've watched Devondre Campbell as a Green Bay Packer, and it wasn't just, and look, I have had my issues with Joe Barry and said that there were times, and I use Quay Walker as the example, where guys should have been put in better positions to succeed. But you also said there were too many times where Devondre Campbell just got outplayed.
Yeah, I mean, it was very simple. Devondre Campbell didn't play as well. That could be related to injury, it could be whatever. But the guy on the field was not the same guy that won the All-Pro. No matter how you slice it, no matter what has to do with the defense, he declined in play. And that seems like that's a hard thing for him to face.
There's another thing, and just let me dig through these. He's got a response to that, Joshy. I know it's in here somewhere. Listen, if I would have listened to half the stuff they were telling me, I would have never went all-pro. All year, all I heard was, can you do this? It'll help the scheme. I kept saying no all year, and look what happened. First team all-pro. Fast forward to 2022, 2023, this is another tweet, by the way, season, I tried to be a team guy, play within the system, and do what they asked. Quote, be more visual on QB, not look up at routes. Back up from line of scrimmage, so I'm not pressing every wide receiver or tight end. Look what happened. They had me, Quay, out there looking clueless, SMH.
Wow.
Now, to be fair, he does say that the Packers were the best organization he has ever been a part of at this point, but it's some coaches he lost all respect for. So, Chew, my question to you is this a problem? And you could make the easy argument that it is not because he is no longer a member of the staff, but he is airing his grievances out there in the public, and it does dovetail nicely with some of the criticism that Aaron Rodgers, for one, has had against Green Bay in the fact that they don't treat veterans well. Now, to me, it's very clear that Devondre Campbell and the Packers' relationship ran its course. It's very clear that the best thing for both of these sides to do was to part ways. You go find a team. We'll go find another linebacker. It'll all be good. It happens. Sometimes it's just not a good fit. But do the Packers have a problem, is my question. And is Devondre Campbell just the latest to highlight, spotlight, put a magnifying glass on it?
No, the players have the problem. They forget that this is a business, and God, you're 2-3 years down the road, you're just not the same player after you pass prime. Now, we had a saying when I played and the older guys, because we had a handful of them around, everyone would always say when they're coming back, when they didn't, hey, fool, it's all about fooling them for one more year. That's it. I mean, look at Mercedes Lewis, right? I mean, that dude couldn't play towards the end. He's just too old, but he was smart. He knew there was value in some of the things he did, kept his nose clean, didn't say much, busted his ass, and that's why he stayed around for years after that. What are the Tennessee Titans? Let's just say Campbell gets an interview with the Titans. The Titans are going to call the Packers, and they're going to call LaFleur and say, hey, what kind of guy is this Campbell? And they're going to laugh. They're going to say good luck. They're going to say good luck, you know? So this is all on him. He's a sensitive rabbit with big ears.
And the thing is, I want to make sure I'm clear on this. I think everybody has the right to say what they want to say. I'm not going to sit here and stifle somebody's freedom of speech. If you feel this strongly about how things went in Green Bay and you think you were wronged and why things went sideways, by all means. But to me, it's a little irresponsible to put this all out there. Complain to your buddies, complain to your wife, like have that inner circle where you can say all of these things. The league is too small. The merry-go-round moves too quickly. There's a really good shot that Devondre Campbell lands with a team if he continues to play, which we think he will, and there will be crossover to this staff, to a staff that has crossover to this staff. And Chew, to your point, there are plenty of times where people forego working with a certain guy because they, as you mentioned, hear things from guys they have worked with. To me, it feels like you're just cutting some of your opportunities, some of your employment opportunities by going out there and putting your grievances out there about this staff.
My guess is if he did it right from the start, he probably would have been offered a pay cut to stay, because there is still value. I mean, he's not as a starter, but he would be a quality backup if he played for whatever, an incentive-laden contract with the veteran minimum. If he did it right, I'm saying.
Yeah, but I mean, from what he was all the way down to the veteran
No,
minimum.
of course
at
not.
this point, I mean, the Packers, whether it's Ted Thompson, whether it's Brian Gutekunst, are going to always say goodbye too early versus too late. Like they that's just the way this organization operates. I think that's why Aaron Rodgers liked the tweet, because one of Rodgers' biggest grievances has been the way that the organization has treated veterans, guys that he was close with, like Jordy Nelson and Charles Woodson. But this is how, like you said, Chewy, this is the business, and this is how the Packers act within that business. Like they've made the decision, hey, we don't think you're good anymore. But they didn't go to him to ask for a pay cut. Probably because you tweeted out, man, earlier this year that you weren't playing unless you were 100%. They don't want to deal with that. They're trying to build this culture within a young team, and that type of attitude seems like one that would have gotten him cut on Ron Wolf's 1992 teams, Chew.
No, but I've never been. Are you guys a burn bridge type of guy? I mean, it makes you feel good in the moment, but you know it's going to come back to bite you in the ass at some point in time.
Burned every bridge I can always imagine. That's just my personal philosophy. I burned just about every bridge
Flame on.
imaginable.
Jeez. Is there a bigger lie ever said on this show? And sometimes I lie just for fun.
But look at Rodgers. Hey, guys, I mean, you're in this whole VP thing, and you have the time to go look at Devondre Campbell's Twitter feed or whatever.
But again,
dude, get a life.
And a lot of people are weighing in on this, and yes, we are aware of this. Campbell signed with the Niners. Campbell already signed with the Niners. Yes, we were aware that Campbell signed with the Niners. The point is like, how long is that going to work? And look, there's a ton of crossover between the Niners offense and I know he's a defensive player, but like the Niners, and we talk about my brain is stopping on me. The Rams, and we talk about Minnesota, and we talk about Miami, and we talk about all of that coaching carousel. Like, you don't think these guys are going to talk? You don't think that these guys... Are you telling me that Devondre Campbell's career is going to end in San Francisco? That's the last team he's going to play for? Are you telling me that all of the coaches that are with San Francisco right now are going to remain there for the duration of his time? Like, that to me is where you get... You're playing with fire a little bit, in my opinion. You're playing with fire because you're out there saying this guy stunk or this was bad and da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
And there's no guarantee that it doesn't come back around. I think the carousel moves too quickly in this league. Jason wants to weigh in. Jason waiting patiently on the line. Jason in Cudahy, your reaction to Devondre Campbell tweeting through his feelings this weekend. Morning, Jason. Going once.
See you, Jason.
Okay. I was going to give him 3, but...
No.
Deuces.
I think it's informative that Devondre Campbell waited until after he signed to air his grievances. Seems like that's convenient timing for somebody. Well, they already have to pay me, so if I go out and tweet some bad stuff about the Packers, it's not going to harm me.
Chew, if you're the Niners, would you pull him into the office and be like, what are we doing? We can't be handling stuff this way?
Probably not. But this is what the Niners have to do, because they're starting to get in cap trouble, and you got to bring in veterans who you don't have to pay a lot that can maybe magically have close to a year he had 2 years ago. But yeah, no, I just... Well, it is what it is now. He's not going to stop following Twitter. He's one of those guys that has rabbit ears and listens to every single thing out there, like Rodgers. Rodgers, what the hell you...
It is curious bedfellows, isn't it? The guys who are all airing grievances, aside from Aaron Jones, which is the one that but he hasn't really gone all out. He's defended himself against fans. The people who seem to air their grievances, and the Devondre Campbell, the David Bakhtiari also tweeting about it, Aaron Rodgers, all guys not here anymore. Yeah. Now, some of it's injury, some of it's other stuff, but there's a group of guys who clearly feel away, and the Packers have decided they're not worth having around anymore.
You move on. That's the business side of it. You know,
I guess I don't really.
Forever.
I don't really. I want to be very careful how I say this. It doesn't really bother me that Goody and company choose to handle things this way. I think that if you will let decisions be affected by your emotions and how much you like a guy or how much you dislike a guy, then you will be clouded when you're evaluating their talent and their performance. And I know there are people who think that you should. Jason has been on this show multiple times saying that, for him, there are exceptions to the rules and there are people who have earned the right to be treated differently. But I feel like if you're running a successful business, the best thing you can do is, this person is no longer a part of our plans, swiftly cut it out, swiftly move on. And I think that that's just a decision that they have made, whether consciously or subconsciously, in how they want to do business. And I'm not going to begrudge them because for the most part, they've been right. For the most part, it has worked out in those specific instances when they have moved on from guys. For the most part, they've been right about when they've moved on from people.
I mean, the one they were probably most wrong about was Woodson, who went on to play for a few more years. We went back to Oakland to play for the Raiders, but so that's one instance in the last how many ever years. I know people were upset about Jordy and how that all worked out. Jordy played one more year. Maybe he could have been more. Maybe he could have been more active in terms of how good he would have been with Aaron Rodgers. But I think the way they've handled veterans and guys toward the end of their career, I think they've handled most of them. Again, Woodson being the only one that stands out there as the exception shows that this is probably the right way to go.
They screwed up Devontae, though. That was a big screw up.
But I think that was even something different. I don't think that was a veteran at the end of his career that they were like, okay, stay here with a pay cut and all these things. I mean, they screwed that up just based off his injuries and for whatever reason not wanting to extend him.
You do run the risk of veterans around the league seeing this and then getting in the ears of younger players, like someone in New York going to McKinney and say, be careful, it's not the most loyal franchise around when it comes to how they treat their players. I mean, money ultimately is going to make the decision for the player, but these veterans can get in the ears of some of these younger guys. I don't think it'll be a problem, but
800-990-3776, your reaction to Devondre Campbell tweeting through his feelings this weekend. Let's see. Chef Ed saying 8 seasons, he only had 9.5 sacks and less than 780 tackles. He's too big for his britches, which is a phrase I haven't heard in a while, Chef Ed, so thanks for the throwback on that one. There was something that I just saw up on the screen above me, and I want to get to it when we get back. Seth Greenberg is on my list. Seth Greenberg from ESPN is now on my list. I'll explain after this. We are not just a bank. We're your neighbors, and I'm talking about Great Midwest Bank. It is time to spring into community-centered banking with Great Midwest Bank because those neighbors, the people at the bank, they're dedicated to making your financial journey as smooth as the spring breeze. At Great Midwest Bank, where community comes first, they are proud of their local roots, and you will be too. Join Great Midwest Bank this spring for a fresh approach to banking and see why Great Midwest Bank is the heart of your community. Great Midwest Bank is your and my simply local equal housing lender.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
We do have a couple of problems out on the road. First of all, 94 northbound, just before Layton Avenue, we've got an accident blocking the right lane. That's backing things up into the airport spur. 894 eastbound, just past 76th Street. We've got another crash there. That one is off on the right shoulder. The westbound side of 894, pretty much solid out of the Mitchell all the way to 92nd Street. We've also got some debris in the roadway on 94 westbound, just past Highway T in Waukesha County. Looks like they may have to close off some lanes just to kind of brush this stuff off. It looks like tire debris, but it's kind of hard to tell. Traffic is brought to you by Johnson & Sons Paving. Potholes are a pain when they pop up in your asphalt. Johnson & Sons Paving can patch or replace the whole lot. Book an appointment now at johnsonsonspaving.com. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Today, mostly cloudy to partly cloudy skies. Flurries with a high of 37. Tonight, mostly cloudy. A few flurries, a low of 28. Weather's brought to you by Milwaukee Golf Tour. Ready to elevate your golfing experience? Sign up now at mkegolftour.com and use the code ESPN to save $50 on your 2024 membership. Join the Milwaukee Golf Tour community today. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
The moment you've been waiting for is here. Eagle Sports Range is officially open for action. It's Wisconsin's largest indoor range, offering unlimited range time in 40 lanes, which include 20 20-yard lanes and 20 50-yard lanes, and no reservations needed. Just show up and let the fun begin. With a staggering selection of 100 firearm rentals to use, every visit is a new adventure. Eagle Sports Range is also a go-to for education. Take advantage of their concealed carry classes and gun safety courses. Safety first, excitement second. Visit them out in Cudahy or online at eaglesportsrange.com. Eagle Sports Range, where education meets exhilaration.
With a local Milwaukee team, Fifth Third Bank knows what success looks like. They've been serving businesses and individuals in the area for nearly 15 years, including a long-standing commitment to the healthcare industry. From expansion to treasury management, Fifth Third offers a full suite of financial services and solutions across the healthcare spectrum to meet the complex moments you're navigating. Fifth Third Bank, National Association. Custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC.
Are you tired of looking at a dirty, dusty, and cracked garage and looking for a fresh new look? Hi, this is ESPN Milwaukee's Jen Latta, and I'm here to tell you about Floor Shield by Showtime Floors. Using a state-of-the-art coating 4 times stronger than traditional epoxy, it's tough enough to be used in military bases and airports. Floor Shield is certified as an anti-slip floor and also eco-friendly, all while being UV stable, and my favorite part, easy to clean. This makes it perfect for outdoor spaces, just like your patio. Check it out at ShowtimeFloors.com and work with a specialist to transform your space in as little as one day.
This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. What's the first thing you do if you had more time in the day? Nap, read, talk with a friend? When you know what's more important to you, it's easier to fit it into your schedule. Therapy can help you figure that out. BetterHelp offers affordable online therapy that comes to you. Start the process in minutes and switch therapists anytime. Visit BetterHelp, HELP.com/like today to get 10% off your first month.
With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, banking with Capital One is the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Even easier than choosing Charles Barkley in a pickup game.
We'll take Barkley.
Ha! First pick! Sorry, kids! Yep, even easier than that. With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, is it even a decision?
Okay, here's the plan. Pass me the ball every time.
This is banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One N.A. member FDIC.
It's Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Have you never had a good pie?
I've had fine pies.
You get no pie.
Right now, yeah.
I mean, it seems that way anyway. But if we get him on those dating sites, it feels like maybe he could.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Take what you give in. Love was left.
Pretty good little weekend. I saw that you were.
Well, I was going to do a read here.
Go ahead.
Ewald makes it easy. You know about our friends at Ewald Automotive, and that was a promise they made all the way back in 1964, and now it continues 60 years later. That's right, they make car buying easy for families across southeast Wisconsin. Celebrate Ewald Automotive's 60th anniversary special with savings on over 1,300 vehicles. Shop the easy way with the lowest prices guaranteed, and with Ewald Automotive, you know you're backed by that exclusive 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. So hurry into Ewald's 60th anniversary sale, and because it's Ewald, it's always easy by going to ewaldauto.com.
Pretty good little weekend for the local basketball teams as Marquette men, Wisconsin men, and Marquette women will all be dancing this postseason. Marquette getting the 2, as many people expected. They'll take on Western Kentucky on Friday, and the news is that you will likely see Tyler Kolek back out there for Marquette. Marquette in the championship game of the Big East this weekend, same as the Badgers, who were in the championship game of the Big Ten after knocking off Purdue. What a game that was by the Wisconsin Badgers, knocking out Purdue in the semifinals and then losing to Illinois yesterday in the championship game. Anything surprise you, Gabe, about the seeds or the locations when you saw what came down last night on the selection show?
No, I think Marquette's got a pretty good draw for the first weekend. Kentucky scares me should they make it to the second weekend. But as far as they went, that made sense. I think Wisconsin, with the way that they had played, maybe we're probably a 6 seed heading in. Nice win over Purdue. That bumps them up a line, and they end up getting a little bit more of a favorable draw by getting a 5 seed.
Jude, you watch any of the basketball this weekend?
I watched Marquette get worked against UConn, but that's fine.
Whoa. Get worked? That game was neck and neck until a stretch in the second half where UConn had like a 10-2 run, and then it was just they couldn't get back in within striking distance.
What did they lose by?
More than that.
15, yeah.
It's kind of getting worked.
I'm surprised it lasted because when you got to the under 12 timeout and it was 4-4 and there were more turnovers than buckets, it was kind of a tough watch to begin.
I don't know that you caught that part of the game. Did you catch that part of the game, buddy?
I was multitasking, so
it was easy to
probably
multitask.
missed that a little bit. And then I watched Wisconsin play Illinois, which was a good game, very good game. So, is Wisconsin hot right now? Are they considered hot?
Hotter than they were.
It was harder. It was tougher to be cold than they were. Colder than they were.
It was a tough run.
All right, let me ask you this. Marquette, because I think Marquette's clearly a better team when they get Kolek back. Would you be more shocked if Marquette makes it to the Final Four or loses in the first round?
Well, so here's what I said. I'm watching Get Up. It's on the television above me here in the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios. And Seth Greenberg picked Marquette. And I'm looking at it going, what's he picking Marquette for, right? So I blink a few times so that the picture clears up. 1 or 2 seed most at risk in the NCAA tournament, Marquette. Now, maybe that was Kolek exclusive, right? I couldn't hear what Seth Greenberg was saying.
Yes.
But, Kolek is coming off of being out for all of these games, obviously, as he continues to recover from the oblique injury. So maybe it's that he is rusty, or maybe it is that he is not back to 100%. And so if you don't have 100% Kolek, I'll tell you what, I'd still take 80% Kolek over no Kolek at all.
Just having a ball handler out there, a primary ball handler, because that's the other thing that goes with that, with Sean Jones being out for the rest of the season. Their backup point guard's been hurt, so they've been asking a lot more of Cam Jones and Oso Ighodaro.
And Oso, of course, you don't want him necessarily running the offense. You would rather have him able to post up inside and be that presence inside, that physical guy inside, and it's hard for him to do that when he's bringing the ball down the court.
But is it more of, I see it more of, and I don't think this will happen because Kolek is a senior, is it more of that Kolek will come back after being off for so long, tries to do too much, and can't hit the ocean standing on the beach?
If his shots
is there
off,
that fear?
A little bit, but I think that they've shown and they've been able to kind of deal with this adversity of not having him and different injuries throughout the course of the year. Even if he's a little bit off for that first game, Chew, like they should be able to handle their business as a 2 seed against Western Kentucky because this team is good enough to beat the lower half of the bracket. Like that by getting to the Big East championship game without Tyler Kolek, this is still a really good team, and it's not just all Tyler. Now Tyler takes them to a different level and makes them a Final Four contender, certainly. But I think the thought process of keeping him out, making sure he's healthy for this, even if he struggles a little bit in that first game to get his feet underneath him, that's going to be fine because they should still be able to beat Western Kentucky.
Chewy, were you surprised at all that only 3 Big East teams made it? I mean, all season long, we hear from Shaka Smart about how tough the Big East is, how on any given night, it feels like you could lose a game because everybody is so good, but there were only 3 teams that made it, right? So Providence, of course, was one of the teams that, people were surprised it was left out. A lot of it is analytics now. A lot of it is KenPom. A lot of it is quad 1 wins and things like that. Were you surprised that a league as well respected as the Big East only had 3 teams in the field?
Yes, because if now you look at the Mountain West has 6, and Mountain West isn't really known as a basketball conference. So from that standpoint, I was kind of shocked. But it was a down year. I tell you what, a lot of people like Creighton, and I don't know why.
Yeah, because they can shoot from the outside, and they've got a big guy in the middle, so they can kind of play a couple different types of basketball.
Yeah, that's the team I'm hearing most that's come out of the Big East that they expect to go fairly far as Creighton.
And then the next layer to it, Gabe, and I'd be curious your opinion on this, is these teams that are now saying they won't play in the NIT. St. John's, for example, and they're not alone. But there's a lot of teams that are going, you know what, it's not worth it for us. It's not worth it to do it. Like, we'd rather focus on recruiting and building our team for next year.
Yeah, which is insane to me because, the seniors on that team would probably like another shot at playing. Are you playing for the national championship? No, but you still get to play another game when you're not necessarily an NBA draft pick. You're not going to be continuing your career at the next level. I mean, I think they would want to continue with what they've done. But the other thing which really hurt the Big East, a lot of teams, a lot of conferences having some teams win their conference tournaments, like NC State in the ACC, that weren't tournament teams. So you had a lot of bid stealing going on throughout conference tournament week that ultimately hurt St. John's, Providence, and Seton Hall.
If I tell you their records, though, 21-13 for Providence, 20-13 for St. John's, 20-12 for Seton Hall, 18-15 for Villanova, who we have seen this year as having a down year. If you win 20 games, that used to be a pretty good indication, especially in a league as well-respected and deep as the Big East. You'd be dancing.
Yeah, in a bigger conference, sure. But as Chewy just mentioned, I think this is true throughout college basketball. A lot of these conferences that were considered mid-major, they've got a lot of good players. They've got a lot of good teams. And everybody is seeing this now because so many of these games are on national television with CBS Sports Network and FS1 and FS2, ESPN, ESPNU, ESPN2, all these different networks, and a lot of games that are getting on the NBCs, the Peacocks as well. Like, you're seeing a lot of these really good teams. And the distribution of talent isn't just focused now in the ACC, in the Big Ten, in the SEC. Some of these other conferences that have been mid-major end up getting a lot of this talent as well, which is how you get a more, I guess, balanced field, for lack of a better term.
Is UConn the best, hands down?
I think they're a wagon. Whew.
They're tough. They're tough.
Yeah.
Better than Purdue?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, again, Wisconsin, or when Marquette played Purdue earlier this year, that game came down to the wire. And they've played UConn 3 times now, twice without Tyler. But at the end, like, UConn just pulls away. Like, even with Tyler Kolek, I feel good about my chances against Purdue. It'd be a little more dicey against UConn.
It's just they have so many weapons. We talk about depth all the time. And Marquette this year, as you mentioned, the injuries, they've obviously struggled with their depth at times, especially at certain positions. But it doesn't feel like there's a drop-off from UConn as far as being able to score and score quickly, even when they go to their bench. And so, again, I have talked about Danny Hurley and how I feel like it's not so much. I think he respects Marquette because he's obviously been very effusive in his praise about Marquette's program and Shaka Smart and whatnot. But I also think there was some gamesmanship happening there. I was like, you're not giving them an iota of bulletin board material. You're not giving them a single mention of something that Marquette and Shaka Smart could turn into a blaze of motivation. I will say this, though. The whole St. John's skipping the NIT, you mentioned the players' side of it. To me, it feels like a pouty party. That's what it feels like. It feels like you're pouting because you didn't get into the dance. And you're going, well, no, we're not. We're too good to be in the NIT, so we're not going to play.
I mean, it's a shocking. Rick Pitino shoved his entire team under the bus and then backed over him twice 3 weeks ago. He hates this team. He doesn't want to coach it anymore. What do you? I mean, you can't. This is not shocking that he doesn't want to coach this team anymore.
But did they keep him out because it was Pitino? Because I kind of like that.
No, the resume.
Let me see. What's the metric? Yeah. What's the metric that they're going by? Likeable coach? No, you're out.
You're on the bubble. I'm sorry. If you had a likable coach, we'd keep you in on the bubble.
Yeah. You got the word saint in front of the John. Like, you should be likable, but you got Rick Pitino, and that just brings you way down on that metric. Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Gabe just mentioned UConn being a tough team. You want to bet on some of these collegiate games, some of these NCAA games? You know where you can do it? Potawatomi Casino Hotel. And the sportsbook will be open very soon. In fact, I'll be out there, the sportsbook will be open in May, but I'll be out there this week for some of their tournament content, some of their tournament celebrations. When the sportsbook officially opens, guys, it is a 2,000 square foot video wall. It has luxury seating for more than 200 people. It has an expanded food menu, and you guys are going to love this. There's a broadcast booth there. Don't be surprised if you see Jen, Gabe, and Chewy or KBN out there at times doing their shows from the Potawatomi Casino Hotel Sportsbook. Mark your calendar for the first week of May. That's when the grand opening is. But also, guys, mark your calendar for this week. Thursday night, I will be out there. Friday night, I will be out there. Lots of folks will be out there Friday night as we do the Thanasis live podcast as well on Bucks Plus. So Potawatomi Casino Hotel is currently the place to be. It'll be like nothing you've ever seen before. Bet big and bet bold at the Potawatomi Casino Hotel in Milwaukee.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
Well,
We do have big delays out there for sure. We've got, first of all, an accident on northbound 94 just before Layton Avenue, blocking the right lane. That's backing things up towards the airport spur. We've also got 894 eastbound off on the right shoulder with a crash. Looks like things are slowing way down heading through that area. By the way, westbound 894 is still very heavy out of the Mitchell all the way to 92nd Street. Eastbound 94 backing up from just before 68th Street all the way through the stadium. Westbound slow from 16th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. Still have that heavy pocket on southbound 43 between Silver Spring and just south of Capitol Drive. And checking the TMJ4 Storm King forecast today, mostly cloudy, partly cloudy skies later on. Flurries with a high of 37. Tonight, mostly cloudy, a few flurries with a low of 28. Weather is brought to you by Higher Love Cannabis Company. Find your Higher Love today, only 59 miles from Green Bay. Find higherlove.com/CBD. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Make it a real Mad March with a playoff payout at Potawatomi. Every week, you could score your share of $100,000 in cash and free play. Play this March for drawing entries. Win each Thursday. Plus, the prizes refresh every week for even more winners. The playoff payout at Potawatomi, Milwaukee. It's anyone's game. For more details, visit paysbig.com/payout. Must be 21 and a club member to play.
Gabe Neitzel here. I know you've already heard me talking about how Mentality has helped me over the years, but there are others like me. Jason has been using Mentality for a while now and is loving the results.
I have gotten a handful of friends, probably a couple dozen, especially those that are closer to my age, maybe even a little bit older, because I just tell them, you got to check this out. Do not wait any longer. Just go and admit it. Yep, you're at an age where things are slowing down. I promise you, you're not going to regret it, and that's truly what I get. I'll get a phone call after, like, man, I feel like a kid at Chuck E. Cheese right now.
Learn more today at lowtusa.com.
Right now, the prices of diamonds are probably the lowest we'll see in our lifetime.
Diamond prices are low, low, low. Here's why.
It was hard to meet new people during COVID.
When a person meets their soulmate, they usually get engaged about 39 months later.
People started dating again only about 36 months ago.
Most of the people who got engaged during COVID
or immediately after COVID
were already in a relationship before the COVID lockdown began.
The Wall Street Journal even published a story about all of this.
Low sales of engagement rings created a worldwide oversupply of diamonds.
But now, engagement ring sales are beginning to pick up again.
By the end of next spring, this temporary oversupply will be gone.
And diamond prices will start climbing like crazy.
If you ever wanted to own a big diamond, this is the year to do it.
Find the Kesslers nearest you at KesslersDiamonds.com.
If you want to own a big diamond, the time is now.
This is ESPN Wisconsin's Brad Nortman, here to tell you about my favorite go-to drink. That's Carbless. Carbless is a ready-to-drink, handcrafted vodka and tequila cocktail. Even better, it's 0 carbs, 0 sugar, 0 gluten, and just 100 calories. And listen to this, less carbonation. This leads to less bloat. I can indulge in something delicious without having that health guilt. Carbless is crafted right here in Wisconsin. It has a flavor for everyone, from black raspberry to cranberry, pineapple and lemon, and my favorite, margarita. Find Carbless online and at a retailer near you. Less is more.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because our home policies help protect your dreams and come with peace of mind. Save up to 25% by bundling home, auto, and life. American Family Insurance. Get a quote, find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Discounts may not apply to all coverages on an auto or home policy. Discounts do not apply to life insurance policies. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, American Family Life Insurance Company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Is it against the law to be a moron or no?
The law,
Not yet.
I texted this to Jen earlier. The law does protect some people from things that are called an attractive nuisance.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Change the way you do business and take more control of the payment process with our friends at Fifth Third Bank and their treasury management solutions. Their market expertise and managed services streamline the entire payment process and integrate with your existing systems, giving you more control than ever. With their suite of payment solutions, you will soon recognize new revenue sources that can save time, offset operating costs, and improve the bottom line. Of course, because it's Fifth Third Bank, it's all customized for you and your business. Fifth Third Bank, National Association. Custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC.
It is the end of the road for Justin Fields in Chicago, a move that we saw coming miles and miles and miles away, no matter what they told you or what people wanted you to think. I was laughing because I think it was Ryan Clark, who we love. I think he's a fantastic analyst. But last week on Get Up, he was saying, who says the Bears are going to trade Justin Fields? Who says that he's not going to be the starter? And I was like, everybody, everyone, even the Bears had been making it appear as though they were going to move on from Justin Fields. So that happened this weekend. Chew, your reaction to Justin Fields landing with the Steelers?
I was shocked on how little they got in return. I thought they'd get more of a draft pick. I tell you what, the Kenny Pickett trade probably surprised me more on how little time they give these quarterbacks. And I was thinking about it. I mean, 2 years. Let me ask you this. If Brett Favre played in today's NFL, would Green Bay have gotten rid of him after his second year?
No.
In today's NFL?
No. Because there still was a lot of good with Brett. Like, you saw the potential, man. Like, I think, in the first 2 years, there were a lot of turnovers with Brett because that's just what he did. He turned the football over. I think the good that coaches saw in Brett, they would have decided in today's NFL, we can teach those turnovers out of him. With Kenny Pickett, Kenny Pickett can't make all the throws that you need to make at the NFL level. They took a flyer on him. He probably wasn't a first-round pick. They took him in the first round. And he's just... there was that internal discussion where they were going to replace him with Mark Bennell. Sure.
And I'm just looking at his stats, because he pretty much started the entire year in 92 when Mikowski got hurt first.
Yeah.
18 TDs to 13 interceptions. And then 93, 19 TDs to 24 in today's NFL.
But again, I think it's, those stats don't look great, but I think when you look at, Brett was more the eye test guy, right? Like, you saw these great throws he was able to make. He was going to get opportunities. Kenny Pickett...
sorry. I flip-flopped that, Gabe. It's 19 touchdowns to 24 interceptions.
Yeah. The turnovers were definitely an issue, and I know that's when they had that conversation, but...
But hold on a minute. I don't want to get too far off on this because I thought that Kenny Pickett wanted out after they signed Russell Wilson. I thought it was very clear that he wanted out. Correct. I'm not sure that they gave up on him as much as he gave up on them. He didn't want to be there. I would make the argument he shied away from competition, which I don't think is a great look no matter where you go. I think if you want to be considered a guy who can handle the reins of a franchise, you can't run away. You can't run the other direction when they bring in another guy.
Especially when that guy's Russell Wilson. Have you seen the dude play?
Yeah, so that to me was a bad look for Kenny Pickett. But going back to Justin Fields, there must not have been a starting opportunity for Justin Fields in the league, right? Is that a fair assumption based on the way things shook out? Because Ryan Poles is doing all of the PR work now to say that he did right by Justin Fields by sending him to the Steelers because that's where he wanted to go. Are you trying to tell me Justin Fields didn't want to be a starter in the league? Or is it that Justin Fields thinks he can beat out Russell Wilson for the starting gig, and so that's his best job of starting in the league next year?
Yeah, I don't think any team wanted Justin Fields to be their starter next year.
That's what I thought.
Not even the Raiders? No, the Raiders are terrible.
Yeah, but so teams didn't want to give up an asset for somebody who's on the back end of his rookie deal, right? They'd rather go out and draft their own guy and start their own quarterback clock on day one with a full 4-year deal plus the 5th-year option if you take him in the first round. Obviously, just a 4-year deal in any other round. But I think teams decided that, hey, I don't want to have that ticking clock and feel like I have to accelerate anything. I want my own guy that I can bring along and develop. I think that's what happened with Justin Fields.
So you don't think Carolina, who has questions about Bryce Young, I see a few spots for him.
You were just questioning. Man, I can't believe they gave up, and now after 1 year, you're giving up on Bryce Young?
No, I'm saying...
Got you there.
What's going on here?
He is.
You get 2 years, and that's it. Minnesota? Really? Minnesota.
You have to reinvent.
You're rolling on with Sam Darnold.
You're saying with Justin Fields.
Yeah, you can't just run Justin Fields out there as a backup and hope he's going to work. And if you want to enter in the game, you have to build your team around him in a specific way. You can't he's not a plug-and-play guy.
No.
So you think we know what Justin Fields is right now, even though he played for the Bears, and we know how they run their organization?
I think he's got an opportunity to sit a year behind Russell Wilson. If Wilson doesn't show any sign of improvement, he'll have an opportunity to be the starter in Pittsburgh. And I think Pittsburgh could do right by him in terms of building things up the way Josh talked about, and I think he can be a serviceable starter in the NFL.
Does the Justin Fields departure make you more or less wary of the Bears being a contender?
Less.
Yeah, me too.
Less.
I mean,
I'm not even sold on Caleb Williams.
And I'm not either, just to put that out there. But even if he is, a generational guy, I think it's going to take a little time. So this season, I feel like it's still going to be that learning process, that transition period of him figuring out the speed and physicality of the NFL, reading defenses, which is something we always talk about being the biggest leap from playing the college game to the pro game. Like, I don't expect him to go out there. What C.J. Stroud did this past year was extraordinary. That's not something that happens for most guys who just step into the league. Even guys like Trevor Lawrence, who we thought was like, it was a guarantee that he was going to be great at the next level. He's very good, but I don't think it wasn't like.
They also wasted a year because of who this head coach was down there.
Urban Meyer, sure.
They just decided to take a year and burn it.
Did you say Captain Butt Cheeks?
It's a grabbing butt cheeks.
Grabbing butt cheeks.
I'm more concerned about squeezing cheeks.
Now there's a name for your dog.
Captain Butt Cheeks.
Yes. Get over here, Captain Butt Cheeks.
I thought that's what you were calling Urban Meyer.
Nickname CDC.
like that one guy that we call the air humper. I call the air humper. You guys aren't allowed to call him the air humper or don't want to. Oh, Samsonite.
I don't like talking about him in general.
They're collecting quarterbacks, by the way. Have you seen their quarterback room at this point? Very crowded. So I am less concerned about the Bears. Not that I was concerned about them beforehand. Less concerned about the Bears with Justin Fields leaving. It felt like maybe he could even lean on what he had built and starting to figure things out. And they were maintaining the head coach, so maybe there was some consistency there. But now it feels like they're in a total rebuild because of the quarterback position.
I think I'm more concerned just because I know what Justin Fields is. I have my doubts about Caleb Williams and functioning within play structure and being able to do all of that. But he's at least a known. The Justin Fields thing we've seen. The guy isn't an adequate passer as he stands right now. And I don't think he can improve that in Chicago. I think he has a better chance in Pittsburgh, that's for sure.
Well, the coaching's a lot better.
Correct.
At least we know he's going to get.
That's what I was saying.
At least we know he's going to get coached there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's just overall. And then Arthur Smith is the offensive coordinator there. But, I mean, Chewy, to your point about, okay, why didn't Minnesota want to get on that? Looks like Minnesota wants to get their own guy, too. They traded to get the 23rd overall pick. They've got the 11th. Package those two together, try to move up, and maybe get one of the top three guys. I doubt, but maybe they're looking up for the number 4 quarterback, which could be J.J. McCarthy.
Well, and here's the other conversation that we could have, Chew, because we had the conversation earlier this morning about Brian Gutekunst and whether or not he lets veterans go too quickly. And you got Ryan Poles over here south of the border who is saying he wanted to do right by a player by trading him to the team he wanted to go to as opposed to, quote, unquote, all of the other suitors that were out there. The Rappaport's report says there were multiple suitors for Justin Fields' talents. Do you have a preference of one way or another about from a GM? You like Ryan Poles being like, I'm going to do right by this guy, or you like Goody who's like, once you're gone, you're gone. I don't really care.
I don't know if I believe him. I mean, that was probably the best offer they got, a 6th-round pick. If I'm Fields, I would be like, just cut me, and then I'll choose where I want to go. Now, Pittsburgh is a good spot for him. But I think there's some other intriguing places that he could have went to. So I don't buy into that crap. All right, we'll just take a 6 because we want, you've been really good here. We want to take care of you. That's a bunch of crap.
He obviously didn't think that all the way through, right? Because that looks bad if you're in the middle of this rebuild, trying to get all these pieces in the right spot, and you decided to take less for a player. Because
to
you
do
want
right
to do right by him?
No, that's to do right by him, obviously. That's a priority. That's important.
That looks bad on you in the middle of a rebuild.
I agree with you 100%.
That's terrible. I'd rather Goody just cut somebody without asking him to take a pay cut.
Is that GM guilt? Is that GM guilt? Feels bad that it didn't work out, and so he's like, we'll take less to do right by Justin because we didn't do right by him for all these years he's been.
Somebody's seeing the reaction of, you can only get a sixth? Oh, well, I could have got more, but I wanted to do right by the player.
Yeah, right.
You guys remember me talking about being at the State Fair and seeing a sauna. We've all had those moments walking through an expo center and thought, I kind of would like to have that. Let me go investigate a little bit. Well, that's exactly what I did when I was at the Wisconsin State Fair last year, and I went ahead and bought a Good Health sauna. And guys, last night, sat in the sauna 45 minutes, let all of the weekend detox out. I slept like a baby. Woke up this morning at 5:30. I felt incredibly refreshed, and I know it's because of my time in my Good Health sauna. Its detox benefits alone are worth it, but I sleep better. My skin looks better. My hair is growing longer, which is crazy. I didn't even know that was a thing that could happen with using the Good Health sauna. But if you are interested in health and wellness and longevity, a Good Health sauna might be the answer for you. So go to their website. Check out their infrared saunas, see what they have, and if it would fit in with your active lifestyle. GoodHealthSaunas.com is the website. GoodHealthSaunas.com. Tell them Jen from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy sent you.
Never miss out on a second of the show. Find Jen, Gabe, and Chewy on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand. Sponsored by Celsius Essential Energy Drink.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, U.S. Tax Shield can help you take back control. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Our team of tax attorneys can stop collections and get you protected. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the BBB, so call 800-494-6139. U.S. Tax Shield, 800-494-6139.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. 120,000 miles of night drives, daily commutes, and who knows how many.
Are we there yet?
Through countless fixes, elbow grease, and a new radiator, you kept your ride alive. With eBay Motors, you have over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Without the ones like you, who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you with professional-grade industrial supplies. Count on real-time product availability and fast delivery. Call, clickgrainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Get to the live events you love with the assist from Vivid Seats. Whether it's the upcoming baseball season, basketball, or hockey, experience it live with a 100% buyer guarantee. And with great deals on great seats, being there is all that matters. Plus, with Vivid Seats rewards you can earn with every ticket purchase, including surprise seat upgrades, birthday discounts, free tickets, and more. Just visit vividseats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
A season of award-winning golf at Sweetgrass and Sage Run is on the horizon. The Island Resort and Casino stay-and-play golf packages are booking fast, with choice dates available early in the week. After your rounds, visit the Drift Spa for a relaxing or targeted massage session. And enjoy dinner at Horizon's scenic top-floor steakhouse. So many reasons to take a drive. Book your stay-and-play golf package today. Visit islandresortgolf.com.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Just jump on it.
That's what he did.
Chewy! Jump on it! Jump on it! Jump on it! Slow down.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Here we go.
In a shocking development, guys, we are over our time. I told you from the jump it was a 5-pound, 10-pound day. 5 pounds a bag, 10 pounds of stuff. Wilde and Tosh is next on ESPN Milwaukee. We'll try to do better tomorrow.
Well, we do have big delays out there for sure. We've got, first of all, an accident on northbound 94 just before Layton Avenue, blocking the right lane. That's backing things up towards the airport spur. We've also got 894 eastbound off on the